This is Joy News today. A starboard flight S9110 from Accra to Tamale has been involved in an accident today. A statement from Starboard signed by the Chief Executive Officer says the aircraft went through a barricade at the end of the Tamale runway and stopped. Starboard says the passengers and crew safely got off the aircraft via the stairs, and we are trying to get our regional correspondent Hashmin Mohammed for more on this developing story. Hashmin, good afternoon to you. And so, yes, we're talking about an accident, minor accident, as Starboard calls it. We received a statement from them earlier. They said no passenger was harmed and they safely got off the aircraft. The aircraft sort of crashed in Tamale, was heading to Tamale from Accra. We're also trying to get to authorities of the Ghana Airport Company and also Starboard. And when we get their responses, we'll bring them to you. We'll move on to other stories. And 7 out of the 12 High Court judges implicated in the judicial corruption scandal have been suspended. This follows the establishment of a prima facie case against the implicated judges. Joy News earlier spoke with legal practitioner Samson Ladi Ayenene about the judges suspended.
7 of them, because these are the 7 who have responded to the invitation by the Chief Justice to bring their side of the case, to bring their responses to the petition that was submitted by Anas and the Tiger Eye team. So, as required by law, the President received the petition, forwarded it to the Chief Justice. The law says the Chief Justice ought to make a prima facie case, which is simply to say that the Chief Justice ought to look at the documents available to her and to come to a conclusion whether or not there is a real case for those named to answer. And she did so and sent information to all those involved, apart from 2 who are retired, to bring their responses. 7 have taken their responses there, and so they gave the Chief Justice to look at both sides of the coin and to make a determination, and she's done so. 2 others, Justice Logo and Justice Derry, you know, they have been in court fighting this, and on the basis of the pendency of the suits that they have filed, they are unable. In fact, the Chief Justice himself has been sued in those suits.
Lawyer Ayenene also explored the possibility of reinstating the suspended judges after investigations and the processes.
Yes, the Constitution says that as and when it becomes necessary, those suspended, the suspension may be revoked. As we speak, you know that the Shrag Board, for example, was suspended while the process was going. We were going through the process. For 1 year, we went through the process. Now the process has finished. The committee that sat on that, 2 Supreme Court judges, 1 Court of Appeal judge, and 2 persons who are not MPs and who are also not lawyers, according to the Constitution. They sat on the case, they gave their recommendations, and submitted it to the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice took it to the President. It is now for the President to tell the whole world what the outcome is. After determining the outcome, if it is the case that the person has been found not to be guilty of the misconduct that has been alleged or the misbehavior that has been alleged, then it is only natural that the President will revoke the suspension and restore the person back to where they are supposed to be.
Let's return to our earlier story about the Starboard aircraft involved in a minor accident. We understand that the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority is in a meeting. We'll try and touch base with one of them, but we have Hashmin Mohammed on the telephone from the northern region. Hashmin, what information do you have, more information as to this incident? Okay, that line has tripped, but we're trying to get our reporter. Let's just move on to other stories. When we get him, we'll bring that to you. Now, after a long tussle and wait, district assemblies across the country are swearing in their members. Rafiq Salam joined us earlier and reported 44 members have been sworn in at the Wa Municipal Assembly. You're watching Joy News today. I'm Francisca Kakrafos, and the current labor unrest within the health sector seems to have no end in sight, as striking nurses are determined not to return to the wards until their grievances are addressed. The psychiatric nurses declared a strike last week over government's failure to pay their outstanding arrears. There's been several meetings between government and the leadership of the nurses to get them back to work, but the impact has been little. Speaking earlier on News Desk, the spokesperson of the aggrieved psychiatric nurses, Emmanuel, said they will resume if they get their money.
Two badges involved here. We at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, we have our own facility, and where your reporters visited at the general hospitals, they are the coalition of unpaid nurses and midwives, and they declared their strike just yesterday. So they started it yesterday, and I'm sure the news is getting to most of the nurses involved, and with time the impact will be felt. But when you go to one facility, that's the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, as I speak to you right now, in a ward where you have 40 to 50 patients that need a minimum of 5 to 6 nurses, you only get 1 or 2 nurses on duty. So when you go to our facility, we are not there at the moment. The last time that we heard anything from the government was somewhere Friday, last week Friday, just this past Friday. We met Honorable Haruna Idusu, that's the Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, concerning our issue. And afterwards, he came up publicly that will be paid within this week. So that was what we heard from government side. That was somewhere.
So what you're saying now is the Employment and Labour Relations Minister promised you that your monies were going to be paid to you this week? Yes,
he came out publicly to say that we'll be paid within this week. And later on, one of your sister stations too, we happened to hear from him saying that we, the psychiatrists, are going to be paid today. But as I speak to you now, there's nothing in our pocket, and we've not heard anything yet.
The information we have gathered so far is that your money can be paid to you at best by the end of October. Is that some sort of information that has already been communicated to you?
What we heard was for the psychiatric nurses, they'll pay us within this week. But for the other nurses, that is nurses across board, whom the government need to pay their arrears, they'll make sure that they pay them by close of October. But for us, they'll pay us within the week.
He also spoke about measures put in place to ensure they will not need to go on strike to demand their salaries.
If I doesn't speak to you, should the money be paid today, we'll go to the bank, we'll cash it, we'll go back to work. Because by that time, we can just call those that we've gone for the loans with, that they should come over, we've gotten the money, and we can go back and settle. So the money is paid, even today, we'll go back to work. Before 2013, all nurses were employed. When your salary is coming, they pay everything in full. So this whole issue started way back, those who were employed from 2013 coming on us. So from that time, when you work for more than 3 months, the government pays 3 months and asks you to go and fill the salary arrears form. Then you are put on the normal salary. So some of us work for close to 1 year before getting our money paid. And they paid only 3 months. So that money that we are looking for. So I think in going forward, they put in some measures that I don't think it will lead to salaries being blocked. Maybe unless maybe there's some technical hitch somewhere. But I think going forward, those things wouldn't happen.
My colleague Kwete Nate is following this development and reports from the Accra Psychiatric Hospital that no admissions are being taken right now. Let's get to him on the phone lines. Kwete, good afternoon to you. What more can you tell us?
Good afternoon, Francisca. I must say that 180 nurses are currently on strike here at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital. I've been speaking to a number of persons here, and I'm being told that they consider suspending admission. But at the meantime, what they are doing is they've cut down on admission so as not to compromise quality of care. They are only admitting patients who are critically ill. So what the doctors are doing is those whose cases are not so much critical, the doctors give them drugs and ask them to return the next day for assessment.
Kwete, are there any relatives of these psychiatric patients around the hospital, and how, if they are, how are they dealing with this?
I think they are coping. I saw a number of them at the OPD. And it has been the general trend. You go in to see the doctor, and then you head home.
Okay, Kwete Nate, we'll leave it here, and that's Kwete Nate from the Accra Psychiatric Hospital. Now let's go to our earlier story about the district assembly elections, and after a long tussle and wait, district assemblies across the country are swearing in their members. Rafiq Salam joined us earlier and reported 44 members have been sworn in at the Wa Municipal Assembly.
Just preparing to be sworn in all their 44-member assembly comprising of 5 women. We have 31 assembly members elected, and then 13 people has also been nominated by the government to represent them in the assembly. So to start with immediately, and then their major assignment will be to elect a presiding member for the assembly. Then immediately after the inauguration, the House will convene and then elect a presiding member who will steer the affairs or the deliberations of the House for the next 2 years.
Let's talk about the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, and Nuruddin Mohammed joins us from the Ashanti region about the process so far. Nuruddin, good afternoon to you. What more can you report?
Good afternoon, Francisca.
Yes, so what can you tell us?
Francisca, everything went on here. They've just finished with the inauguration of the assembly members, and one of the key points that the former chief of defense staff has been talking about is the challenge that the assembly is being faced, the arms plan and haphazard development currently going in most assemblies in the country, and he is, calling on the assembly members to put in measures to make sure all these things are put in order to avoid any flood and any disaster in the metropolis. He also wants them to, consider revenue generation as an important function and stop the over-reliance on the district common fund. He mentioned the fact that the assembly is a very important pillar in the country, and they have to come together as people to devolve the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. There were some other issues that he mentioned about the sanitation of the metropolis. He cited the National Sanitation Day as an institution that they need to make sure it is well organized in the metropolis, and make sure every area, every corner in the metropolis is being, kept very clean to avoid any kind of diseases in the metropolis. So these are some of the things that he was mentioning here, and I must say that 92 to undergo the election process because of court injunction, and so
Nuruddin, hold your horses. You said the line tripped a bit. So 92 92 assembly members or what? Take it on from there.
What I'm saying is that for now we have 92 members, assembly members, sworn into office, and we understand that one electoral area is here to elect their assembly member because of a court injunction, and out of these 92, 41 of them have retained their seat, with while 50 representing 55% lost their seat to new members. And so we have more new members in the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, and this is going to be a big challenge, because members are expecting that these assembly members will put in their effort to make sure the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly get the best of development it really needs.
Okay, we'll leave it here. That's Nuruddin Mohammed from the Ashanti region about the swearing in of assembly members. You're watching Joy News today with me, Francisca Kakrafos. We'll take a quick break. More stories when we come back. Welcome back, and we are talking about the swearing in of assembly members. Let's go to the eastern region, East Achem, where we understand there is some confusion. Kofi Sian joins us on the telephone. Hello, Kofi. What can you tell us about this confusion?
Well, the point they're making is that some of the aggrieved assembly members are saying that they are kicking against the number of government appointees to serve on the assembly. According to them, the Constitution says that 30% of the elected assembly members are supposed to be appointed to serve as government appointees on the assembly. But in their case, the number they're expecting has exceeded. So they are actually challenging that figure. And they are threatening that they're going to boycott the inauguration if the assembly goes ahead with the 30% people or the number that they are to serve on the assembly. I have one of the assembly members here, and he is Honorable Eugene Gideon Ano. He's one of the aggrieved assembly members. Honorable, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay, so what's your problem?
Yeah, the problem is very simple. It is clear in the Constitution that 30% of the elected assembly members should be proposed by the government to serve as appointed members on the assembly. So we found out that the numbers that the government is proposing is more than the 30%. We have one MP, 2 members of parliament in the East Akim Municipal Assembly, that is Ibuakwa MP and Ibuakwa South MP. We also have 40 elected assembly members. So taking 30% of the 43 is a little above 12.99, which is less than 13. So we are expecting the municipal assembly to provide us with 13 appointed members. And we have accepted the list that indicates that the members are more than 13. And if that is what is going to happen, then of course we would reject that motion and we will boycott from the meeting.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Francisca, you heard one of the aggrieved assembly members, and for now the process hasn't begun. They're waiting for the presiding judge who will come all the way from Etua to perform the election.
Kofi, is there any authority who's available to address this misunderstanding?
Well, Francisca, the list officially hasn't been presented or formally hasn't been presented to the assembly members. But this is a list that some of the assembly members have intercepted. And for now, we are only basing it on the interception. So until the assembly sits for the motion to be moved, we still hold our peace.
Very well, we'll leave it here. Thank you very much. That's Kofi Sian from the Eastern region. Now, the chief butcher at Tumu in the Upper West region, Malik Mabe, has been killed. Mabe was reportedly murdered by suspected armed robbers on Sunday at dawn. The incident is said to have occurred between Kasampori and Biega off the Ghana-Burkina Faso border. Let's get more on this story from nephew of the deceased, Sule Mori Nabe. And good afternoon to you, and our deepest condolences to you and your family.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me on your program.
Now, tell us exactly what happened.
I don't know if I can tell exactly what happened. What I'm going to tell is what the survivor told us after he returned from the incident.
Very well.
Yes. According to him, they were returning from a business trip, and then they were stopped by these armed robbers. They were asked to lie down. They laid, and then they searched them, took the belongings that they were having, including money from them. The one who survived the incident said an amount of 4,800 Ghana cedis plus an unspecified Swiss franc was taken from him. By the disease, he couldn't tell how much he was holding at the time they took the money from them. So as they were still lying down, they saw an opportunity that they could run for their life. So the survivor took a different direction, and my uncle, the deceased, also took the other direction. We didn't know what happened. They turned their attention towards my uncle, and then they ran after him. So in the process of running, they shot him on his legs, but they still managed to run to get away from them. But when they shot him, he was crying for help. So the armed robbers, sensing danger, took to their heels that they didn't want to be caught, so they left the scene. Then my uncle was then struggling to go to the roadside to see if somebody is passing by could take him to the hospital. And unfortunately, he got to the roadside, but there was nobody around. He bled to them, and then he finally passed on. I think we were told that he's actually dead by a medical doctor in Chumu.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Carry on, please.
Yeah, I'm here. So
okay.
One day, then, yeah, I'm here. Then the one who survived, then he ran towards a direction he doesn't know, but he was pushing that he ran to a farmer. Then the farmer then took him in and asked him to calm down because the situation after that, they didn't know where the robbers were. So he asked him to stay for a while before they could leave and then come to Tumu and report the case. So he sat for a while and then took off to Tumu. Then he came and reported to the police that this is what happened to them when they were returning from Burkina Faso. So the police went with him to the incident scene, and then they went and saw my uncle lying in the pool of blood. So they picked him and then brought him to town.
Have you heard from the police since then?
Yes, I think yesterday in the evening they came to inform the family that they were going to Lille, that is the next provincial capital in Burkina Faso, to inform the security authorities over there. That place between there and Ghana, that's where the incident took place. So they were from Lille, that's the provincial capital. They will go to the district capital and report the same case to the authorities over there. But since then, we've not heard anything from them regarding the incident. How's
the family taking, the news, or how are you dealing with the murder?
But yeah, we are actually in a state of shock. We were only taking, should I say, consolence in a verse in the Holy Quran that says, from Allah that we came, and to him that we shall return to. That is the only motivation we are taking from it just now. If not, we are still trying to kind of find out how and why he should be murdered in cold blood. We don't understand, but we are taking it that, oh, God gives and there is nothing we can do about it. But as I speak to you, the whole family is in a state of shock.
Okay, and indeed our deepest condolences to you and the family. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Now, parents and teachers of New Bawe MA1 and 2 kindergarten are appealing to authorities to, as a matter of urgency, consider roofing the 2-unit wooden kindergarten blocks. The virtually roofless school block, according to the parents of the toddlers who study in the building and the class teacher, has adverse effects on teaching and learning. The class teacher, Madame Constance Nto, speaking to Joy News, said numerous appeals have fallen on deaf ears. Is that deaf?
Oh, about a year now.
So we've had this situation for a year. And what happens whenever the rain sets in?
When there's rain, we have to struggle. Maybe we join the class 1 children in their classroom. So that when it stops before we come. But the whole place will be flooded. We have to sweep the water away before we come and stay here in the classroom.
And you say this has been for a year?
Yes.
And what have you done about it?
We've reported it to the SMC, the School Management Committee, and always they come and have a look at it, then they go away. So I don't know what plans they have for this situation.
How difficult has it been for you as a class teacher dealing with this toddlers, if I may call them, and always exposed to that? How difficult has it been for you?
As for me, whenever it rains, I have to bring out all the chairs and the tables out and then sweep the classroom, wait for the class to, the room to dry up before I bring the children in, before we can learn something or we start our lessons.
And how about the children? I mean, how difficult is it for them? They are not starting, this is foundation.
Yes.
And
at times when they see that it is raining from home, they won't come. Maybe 2 or 3 people will come. So when it rains, they don't come.
So you are always at the mercy of the weather, what being it's a rainy day or a sunny
day. Yeah.
You say it's affecting their performance?
It is affecting their performance.
Because obviously if they don't come to school, they miss some lessons.
They miss some lessons. And when they don't come and 3 or 4 people come, by all means, since some have come, you have to teach them. So it is affecting some of them too, the performance of some of them.
So tell me, what exactly do you want done? I mean, immediately.
Immediately, I want them to come and roof the building for us. They should roofed because the way they roofed it for the first time is not helping us. The carpenter came. I called the carpenter to come and have a look at it, and the carpenter said they have to unroof everything, and they roofed it back.
Sir, I said, it's not a chance in iron. And so talk la. Na go for na demo nya ya nsuo edamo nya ya nsuo na enye na nkola no so na esa na nkonja no ho abonten na mo pipa fon ho eto da bi nso me ba na mbe plapla mbe twi nsuo ne bi na mo book ni so na mo hata book ni wo abonten ho.
Business news comes up right after this break. Now, Starboard flight S9110 from Accra to Tamale has been involved in an accident today. A statement from Starboard signed by Chief Executive Officer says the aircraft went through a barricade at the end of the Tamale runway and stopped. Starboard says the passengers and crew safely got off the aircraft via the stairs. Let's get on the phone lines and speak to the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, if we have them. Okay, Mate Boy Atoklos, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining us. What can you tell us about this incident?
Good afternoon to your viewers or listeners, as it may be. My name is Mate Boy Atoklos, the Deputy Director General Technical Services. Now, at 0831 hours this morning, the Starboard flight 110 from Accra to Tamale overran the runway on landing at the Tamale airport. There were no casualties involving the crew and 76 passengers. The aircraft involved was a British Aerospace 146 jet. As I speak to you, hello.
Very well, please go on.
As I speak to you, we have a team of safety inspectors almost landing in the Tamale airport now to conduct investigation, pick evidence and then conduct the initial investigation into the unfortunate accident. And meanwhile, the Tamale airport looked into traffic about 3 hours ago. Yeah, on the clock. And
do we know exactly what caused this?
Well, as I said, the aircraft on landing overran. What it means is that it touched down all right, and then they veered off the runway, and then.
So what caused it to veer off?
Well, I'm unable to speak to that because you understand that I will need to get the information, the accident report, then we can speak to it. At this stage, I'm unable to speak to that.
Very well, and we understand that nobody was harmed. Is that correct?
That's correct. There were no casualties involving the crew and 76 passengers on board.
Okay, and if anybody's looking for any information, they can contact the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, especially relatives.
Yeah, we have in Tamale we have the Civil Aviation rep, and we have a team of officers, air traffic controllers, engineers, and officers on the ground. So they have the information I've been given out to whoever wants to have further information on what happened.
Okay. Yes. Okay, Starboard describes this as a minor incident. How soon should we be getting full investigations as to what exactly happened?
Well, the accident, we will need to have airworthiness report on that account, and then we can classify it as minor or major or whatever. But we need aircraft airworthiness report on that, and among the inspectors are airworthiness inspectors, engineers. So we will need to speak to their report, whatever they find, and then they put it out there. Then we can speak to it.
Okay, thank you very much. That's Mote Boya Tuklo, Deputy Director at the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. Now, the Managing Director of Stanbic Bank was the special guest on the Super Morning Show. Atani Delali shared his life story and how it shaped who he is today. Here are excerpts.
So you had to walk quite a distance to go to school, didn't you? About 6 kilometers.
Yes.
Every day.
Every day, and without sandals on, without sandals. And sometimes people look at you these days and think, no, and you know, you didn't really get my first slippers. Actually, I always repeat the story. It was, you know, given to me when I was going to secondary school at Ghana College.
Wow.
Yeah. So
first time you
and those days slippers sold in you know, packed rubber, sealed rubber bags. So I got there, packed my bag in front of the school administration, and Mr. Osei to my senior, you know, God bless, I don't know where he is now, he asked me, "From one boy, what's your sandals?" I said, "It's in my bag." Then he pulled it out and removed the slippers, just bathroom slippers, from the rubber, and then I slipped my feet into it. So that's just how far we got to secondary school.
Wow.
Before we got our cross sandals and stuff like that.
That's an amazing image there.
So that's my story is a story of possibilities. So any youth anywhere listening to us should understand that it's possible.
Indeed. I mean, and actually, I think it's a very important way of asking people, what's your excuse, really?
Absolutely.
You know? Somebody turned up at school with his sandals in his bag.
Yes.
You know, and you probably have a rack of sandals.
So I say that you come from -5 star to +5 star.
Wow.
It's possible.
Indeed.
It's very possible.
I'm so touched by that particular image. But then you turned up in school. And at what point did you start to realize that actually a life beyond what you were used to is possible for you?
I think it was all embedded in the family. So I had elder brothers. My elder brother was a surgeon, you know, British trained surgeon. My elder brother was an economist. I had an elder brother who was a very successful public servant. You know, so all of that, those success stories were embedded in the family. But as I said, it's a large traditional family, and you had to find your level. So the aspiration that life was better or could be better was there for you to see. You know, looking out to those big brothers of ours, Dr. Andan, Zeblim Andan, Francis Andan, and all those people, direct, siblings of mine, a very, very strong pull. And that's just what kept us going and focused.
So you finished secondary school, and then I'm guessing you were quite a brilliant student in order to have qualified.
I was. I'm sure my mates would admit to that.
We'll definitely bring you more of that conversation subsequently, but that's it for business. Sports is coming up in a bit.
I am Babatando. Good afternoon. Let's talk sports right here, right now. And sub-federations under the National Sports Authority are currently in a press conference at the Hockey Stadium in Accra. Now, highlights of the presser include a review of Ghana's participation at the just ended 11th All-Africa Games and what they term ill treatment from the state. Now, the various heads will then present a petition to President John Mahama demanding equal attention to all sports and disciplines in the country. Joy Sports Ernest Boama joins me on phone from the National Hockey Stadium. Hello, Ernest. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Rashida.
Okay, so what is being said? What more has been said at the press conference?
Well, today, all the federations met, and there's one petition they're giving across is that they are asking President Mahama to make sure that he looks again at sports here in Ghana, because it seems more attention is being given to football, and they believe that it's not fair. So they are only asking for equal and fairness sports here in Ghana, so that at least any sportsman or woman who partakes in sports is adequately catered for. So that there's no there's no biasness whatever is happening here. If you really watch at the face of the federation members here, we're really very sad and not happy with what is happening here, especially with boxing, for instance, who are just qualified for a world championship, and they just put in the face that money was not available. And for many of the federation presidents they have borrowed money from financial institutions to make sure that they develop their federations. But as of now, money has not been released from government should pay off this debt, and they are asking that with immediate effect, President Mahama should make sure that money that are being owed to those financial institutions are paid. Other than that, I mean, they will advise themselves from what to be doing from next. So for me, now here in at the press conference, what the Federation President are saying is that President Mahama should look a second time at sports in Ghana. Otherwise, the Federation President will advise themselves very soon.
Thank you very much, Ernest Boama from the National Hockey Stadium, where the various sporting disciplines under the National Sports Authority are meeting to present a petition to the President of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. Away from that, ex-Ghana defender Samuel Osei-Kuffour has been appointed president of Asante Kotoko. Now, the 39-year-old has been given the green light to form his own board and management by club owner and life patron Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. Kuffour was a member of the outgoing board and has already begun behind-the-scenes talks to convince some influential personalities to join him in administering the club.
Board so that all of us can enjoy and share my ideas. And with people behind me, you need a good team around. It's not about Samikofo, it's about everybody. Me taking this step, about taking the president of Kotoko, it's not about me, it's about the science. It's about the people who pay 1 cedi to come and watch Kotoko. It's about the people who cry when Kotoko lose. When I was young, I used to cry when Kotoko lose. I used to catch the ball for Pokunji to play. I used to hold a Poko free boot because we were living in the same house. So those are the things, when I think about it, in my area where I was born, that's the diehard Kotoko zone. Ashton, that's the diehard Kotoko zone. So if I think about those things, I said to myself, you know what? Take it. You're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for generation after generation. Barcelona has a president. Bayern Munich has a president. Manchester United has a president. Real Madrid has a president. Why not Kotoko? Why not Kotoko? AC Milan has a president. Why not Kotoko? Why not Kotoko? Yeah, we have to take the thing to a different level. And we really need to modelize things. Even the players. If we really want Kotoko to get success, we need to put a smile on the player's face. In terms of payment, have to be punctually. In terms of how they dress and go to the field, have to be punctually. The fans need to be excited looking players. Wow, there is a change. I can't do it myself. I can't. I need all hands. Kotoko supporters need to come on board. My colleagues at the Expo footballers need to come on board. The Kotoko family need to come on board. Either you are ex-Kotoko player, whoever, we need all the ideas to come together and make it one family. I can't do it myself. I can't. I need every hand. And I need every supporter who supports Kotoko to be involved.
Let's find out what's happening in the world of entertainment. Miss G joins us in the studio, looking gorgeous.
You too. I love your dresses.
Thank you. I love your necklace.
Oh,
I'll take it away. But Miss G, we know that Daddy Lumba has been celebrating his birthday.
Yes,
party,
he did celebrate his birthday.
And Forian Ponsa has been talking about going back to secular music.
Yes, Forian Ponsa actually became a pastor. He said he'd buy to secular music. Now, when Lumba had his 51st birthday bash over the weekend, Forian Ponsa performed there, and it looks like that's his first comeback, because in some weeks past he's told us that he's actually going to come back to secular music.
So he finally did.
He finally did perform with Lumba on stage. All right, so that you heard Lumba saying that he has never in his life celebrated a birthday. So that was the first birthday party. In his 51 years on earth, that's the first birthday party. But you know that Lumba actually introduced Forian Ponsa to highlight music. And they go way back, I think, in the early 2000s. So let's see them do a song that we all know together. Let's see them do that song.
so?
Yes, that's Daddy Lumba and Oforian Ponso once again performing.
He's back to singing secular music.
Yes, he's back. He's back. He's back.
Let's talk about Papi Kojo.
Yes,
he's
Papi
talking
Kojo.
about branding Ghana or selling Ghana.
You know, Nayak had a fashion show over the weekend. They also unveiled their new fabric, and of course, they're Africans. They do African fabric, and Papi Kojo was there. So we asked him, "There's nothing about you that talks about Africa." Now he says to me that he says to IB actually that their music videos, and he refers to TikTok's music video, that through their music video they are able to sell Ghana and enlarge sell Africa. Let's hear him talk about it.
This African enough for you? What do you mean? What do you mean this is African?
But which of your videos will you say, of all the things you're saying, promoting, which of the videos will you say has most of these things or has elements of these, what you've said in?
Eyelid.
Yeah. Tell me what you have in there.
Oh, eyelid, Charlie. It was the struggle in the beginning. I had to chase the girl from your house. Then yeah, so yeah.
All right, so ILH, he says, sells Ghana and sells Africa. You know, you saw him say that
of the local dialect?
Exactly. And did you hear him say that? Look at my face. Doesn't it depict Africa?
But there are African Americans who look like that. Okay, I'm confused.
That's Papi Kojo for you. But you know, the man Castro has gone missing for over a year now.
Yes.
And you remember the guy behind Ahayado, Baby, that's Nana Boro. Yeah. Now he says that he's been off the musical scene because he had a song with Castro, and since Castro went missing, he's been contemplating on releasing it or not.
For a whole year?
Yes, and people have been saying to him, okay, release it. So finally he decides to release it. So let him talk about it. Let's hear the song.
Actually, I have a new one with Castro called Kotofa. So watch out for the video, spanking crazy video coming out.
You already shot the video?
Yes.
Did you shoot it before the 6th of July last year?
Actually, I was supposed to shoot. Castro got missing on Sunday, and we were supposed to shoot on Wednesday. And that gave me a very big blow, and I decided not to promote it. But anybody here, yo bro, Charlie, what's up? This song is a crazy banger. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting? So I decided to, okay, you know what, do something and put it out there.
We'll definitely have a look at that.
Sure, and then we hope that Castro returns and then features in that video.
Okay. Well, that's it for entertainment. Thank you, Ms. G. That's it for entertainment news. That's it for the news today, but you can log on to myjoyonline.com for more news. I'm Francisca Kakwa Fossum. Thank you very much for your company. Bye-bye.